Think about this. What person in their right mind will go to a doctor's office and the doctor's office has not had any advanced education in college? No person in their right mind wants to go to a doctor that has no education. You should not want to go to a preacher that does not have any education. You understand? There are more severe ramifications for you dealing with a man or woman of God that does not have an education, because if a doctor or a surgeon were to do malpractice on you and you died on the table, you understand, and you're not born again, you're going to hell. So there are more severe ramifications dealing with the preacher that's not educated in the word than dealing with the surgeon, you understand, that has not been to school. So a person that's always talking about, we don't care about the education of the preacher, you are foolish in your conversation. You understand? Very foolish in your conversation. When you walk in the doctor's office, the first thing you see are their certifications and degrees to let you know that they specialize in what they specialize in. And if you are a person, you understand, that does not understand that, you foolish. You understand? People try to say, oh, you know, all you talk about is your degrees. Obviously, you don't know nothing about me. And for the most part, people don't know too much about me, and which is a good thing. You understand that you don't know about me, but you're going to have something to say about anything a person has accomplished most of the time, because you are a person that has not accomplished those things. So before you start trying to talk about, you understand, the preacher that tells you about their education, you understand, think, use your mind, you understand, use that brain, that tool. The brain is the tool, you understand. The mind is what you think with. The brain is the tool used to cause you to be able to think, you understand. And the thing is, you're not thinking, you're just talking, running your mouth, because you just want to have something to say. I don't want to talk to you. You understand? Stay out of my comments. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to have no conversation with you. You understand? Because for the most part, when you see a preacher anyway, you find something negative to say to the preacher or about the preacher. If I talked about money, you have a problem with that. If I talked about homosexuality, you have a problem with that. If I talked about being faithful to your wife, you will have a problem with that. If I talked about you need to pay your child support, you will have a problem with that. If I talked about you don't need to be having sex and you're not married, you'll have a problem with that. If I told you don't need to be scamming and scheming, you understand, and whatever the preacher talk about, you got a problem with it. But anybody else can talk about whatever they want to talk about as long as they're not a preacher. That's a problem. That's a problem. You can't shut me up. You can't cancel me. You understand? If I talked about you don't need to be, you're not supposed to be a transgender woman or a transgender man, you have a problem with that. No matter what a person says, you got a problem with. If I told you some of the things I really want to tell you, you have a problem with it. The Apostle Paul said, there are some things I want to tell you, but you got a problem with it. And that's my spiel on it.